Hey Mario Karters and Frenzy fans, welcome to our channel. So today we have a special episode. We have TorchieTorch, which I coined that name, by the way. Welcome. How are you doing today?
Awesome. I'm actually really excited because that name, if you put a space in there, it doesn't quite fit in the number of characters you're allowed.
Yeah.
So I had to move them together, but it works perfect. I'm embracing TorchieTorch.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw that you changed your game name.
I did.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
I love it.
That makes me so happy. I called you TorchieTorch, and the next day it was like TorchieTorch. I'm like, yes.
We called him that in an episode, right?
Yeah.
And then I think in the comments you called us out and you're like, TorchieTorch? I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so weird that you called me that. I was sharing with Frenzy Fanboy that was actually, well, not TorchieTorch, but Torchy was actually my nickname from a lot of people growing up. My dad called me that growing up. It was
cool.
it was so weird that it just kind of organically came through you both.
Yeah.
It's a good name. I like it. Well, sweet. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been playing Mario Kart? What brought you to the game? All that type of stuff.
Yeah, my journey to the game is so weird. So a little bit about me. My name is Tim Torch. I have kind of an unusual skill set with the game. So I'm very active on Twitter. I am in fantasy football. I actually do consulting for people for fantasy football. You both have kind of talked about how you destroyed me in the league, which is wonderful. I am in about 30 personal leagues. I consult on another 10 to 15.
That's amazing.
But
to your credit, we destroyed you, but that night I'm like, who do I play? Like, you're telling me how to destroy you. So
yeah, it's so amazing. Like when I got out of college, I had a hard time meeting new people when I was out of college. I was actually working in Cleveland with the Cleveland Indians. And the way I met some people was through fantasy football. That's how I made some friends. And my very first league that I joined, I'd never watched football. I was never a big football fan at all. But my very first league I was in, I won the championship. And it was just like addicting from there. Like I started getting into the magazines and stuff like that. And then I got into Dynasty Fantasy Football, which is like rookies and like advanced stats, metrics, all that crazy stuff. And I have a pretty nice following over on Twitter. You can find me at It's Tim Torch. Okay. And I'm right around 6,000 followers on there.
That's amazing.
So it's an amazing community. I do a weekly Patreon podcast with a guy named Chad Parsons where we talk Dynasty Fantasy Football. And
that is so cool.
Gosh, I've been with him for about 4 years.
Yeah.
So it was funny when you guys were prepping me. You're like, oh, if you're not really sure what to say, I've done a lot of guest appearances before where I've had this opportunity. So, but it's great talking in this context. Fast forward in life a little bit. Obviously, you want to know about Mario Kart Tour. So I found the game pretty early, but it's so funny because I found myself like putting it back down, picking it back up, because around the time it came out, my daughter was born. A couple of months after she was born, my dad passed away. So I kind of like came out. But then I picked up the game and I was just, I don't know, like something drew me to it, similar to how it drew me to fantasy football. I started playing. I was like, man, I suck at this. So like everyone else, I started looking up YouTube videos and I found Go Shiny. He was one of the first ones to start talking about like lines, and I'm like, what the heck is drifting?
Nonstop combo,
and nonstop combo. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this, because I was even telling Frenzy Fangirl, I actually use the drift button. I do just regular steering, and I press the drift button. So I'm kind of like Anka from the last Kart Talk. And so her and I drive very similarly. Cool. And it's weird how everyone kind of has those different ones. And then from there, I found Kart Life. From Kart Life, I found StudFit. And then I remember StudFit talking about you all and the bet that you made. And I was like, oh, I've never heard of this channel. I always enjoy hearing new content. and just having people on in the background. And I loved how open and honest you both were. You were just both conversational. I like how a husband and wife were really just having that conversation together, and it was a shared interest. It was just really putting yourself out there, and just being truthful to who you are, and really just enjoying the game. It was truly just like being happy, open and honest about it. Like, oh, I'm so frustrated, this pipe sucks, or yes, I'm absolutely killing it. It's like real bliss, or real emotions that are coming through every time you go into it. And just really what drew me to your channel.
Oh, that's awesome. That makes me happy because we have so much fun with it. Like, I mean, the reason why we started is we were playing so much and we were having these great conversations. I was like, you have to do something with this. Like,
yeah,
it was almost like a justification of my addiction. Like, maybe if we start a YouTube channel, I can justify this.
But I think what ultimately has like really embraced me in Mario Kart Tour is similar to fantasy football. What I found is that there's a community, and what I've always found with anything I do, what brings me in is when I can find people that I can form a bond with and a relationship with, and you kind of come in. Like, if I didn't really connect with anyone in this space, I could see it being so easy just to drop it all and completely walk away from this mobile game and not really have any interest. But the fact that I get to make these connections, the fact that I get to be in somebody else's ranked this week is
right
is just exciting to me. It's again just getting to make connections, as you said, over shared interests that you would never really get to have in too many other spaces when you're this far apart from someone else.
Yeah.
Right.
So you guys are gonna have to go into that a little bit more. So Tim Torch is in your ranked, correct?
Yeah. So
this is so fun when this happens.
so let's actually take a look real quick. So we're actually gonna it's loading up. So this is, it's gonna give us like the up-to-date scores. And this week when I was scrolling through, I'm looking at all the players in there, and look at this.
Who's
very
beating you?
Top.
TorchyTorch.
TorchyTorch.
TorchyTorch
at 103,460, and I'm at 102,009.
Yeah.
So like early on, like I saw that you were like kind of getting up there in like the high 90s, and everyone else was in like the low 90s. I was like, whoa, simmer down there, big guy. Are you sure you need to be scoring so much? So I reached out to you, and you were you're a champ, and you're like, oh yeah, like let's figure this out and stuff. So are you still in first in yours right now?
No, I'm in second.
Oh.
Someone passed me up by 500 points.
Oh, by 500?
Yeah. So, but as I told you, my goal is top 5. I went in a little harder than I originally thought I would when this came out, because I was like, oh, I really want yellow pickerel toad.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I want to make sure I get him. I think he's just cool. I love the giant banana skill. And at first I actually took baby blurry donkey all the way up to 6. I was just like,
oh,
baby blurry.
What level was he at first? Was he at level 1 and you took him up to 6 this tour?
He was at 4. He was at 4. So I was like, F it. I'm just going in a little. 7
tickets. That's serious.
And I was like, okay, we're being aggressive. We're just doing it. And then I was getting like 23, 24. I was like, I know I can do better. So I was looking at Kangaroo Yoshi. I was like, you might be how this happens. So I actually took Kangaroo Yoshi all the way from 1 to 6.
Whoa, that's a whale move.
Took him from 1 to 6, and then I capped him once. And so far I have a 27,000 run on there with just kind of a minimal boombox. I know I can go up to like 30, 32, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was looking at the Koopa Troopa Beach RT, and I'm like stuck like right there at like 38,000. I know like 40-ish is right in the realm of possibilities. And I was so mad because I had a 195 action run on
Oh my goodness.
that I texted to you. I had a 194 action run on RMX Rainbow Road RT, and I got blue shelled right at the end.
No,
and I came in third. It would have been a 40K run, but
heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was wicked.
Oh.
But it's just one of those things. If I can make up, I'm good being second, to be completely honest. I'm probably gonna stall out so I can focus maybe on the rest of the tour a little bit more. But I'm completely happy as long as I'm in top 5.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because I was actually messaging with Tabor, and him and I are similar tiers.
Okay.
And he was showing me his. And his like first place is like 92, 93, something like that. And I'm like, this is just ridiculous.
What tier are you at?
I'm at 67.
Okay.
I'm at 60. Yeah, I'm not even tier 70. I'm literally the same tier. I know my loadouts are different because I have Bowser Santa and Tabor doesn't. And I had, coming into it, I had Bowser Santa at 6 already, double capped.
Okay.
And I knew that's one of those things that's just going to put you into a different stratosphere. But yeah, it's just been a push. I just want the yellow guy, and then I'll go back into savings mode. But I pushed it hard. Like I got I know you usually like check, like, are you a whale? Are you a dolphin? What are you? I play a little bit differently because I joined the game a little bit later. I actually only buy something once if it's new to my inventory.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I typically am.
So it's cool to have something new. I'm not really a big, other than this tour, I put a ton of tickets in, obviously, from what I was just telling you.
Right.
But I'm never that. I was actually up over 20 high-end driver tickets, and I pretty much shot that in the foot. But yeah, I only buy something if it's new to my inventory. This tour really makes me wonder if I want to keep doing that too much longer, because Yellow Off-Roader, Cact R, and then next week we have Peach Explorer, which would be new to my inventory.
Okay.
Those are all $40 big
what do you have the Off-Roader at? Because the Off-Roader comes with Peach Explorer.
I have it at 6.
Oh, okay. So getting it closer to 7 without using tickets. That's good.
Exactly. But like I said, I don't like to buy unless it's just something new to my inventory and kind of expanding. So you try to expand like what your coverage is. Yeah. And I absolutely love the point that Anka had during the last cart talk when she said, if I'm buying anything, I'm buying those gliders that come in those special packs.
Totally.
Because that really extends your coverage, because you know when they put them in those special packs, they're going to be pretty solid in value.
So did you get the Magic Parasol last tour?
I did. Yep.
I passed on it, and I think I'm going to regret it. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that one. And you got the 8-bit mushroom one from this tour then, I'm assuming?
I did. Yeah, always the special ones. They have the cheap commemorative. Yeah. I always look at those and like, yeah, that's just especially the 8-bit stuff. I mean, 8-bit stuff just goes nuts. I mean, the Fire Flower, the Bullet Bill, all of it just goes crazy.
Now, did you buy it once or 3 times? Because the commemorative ones would be like the $4 packs are the ones that I will actually buy more than once.
Yeah, I do buy those 3 times. Yeah, because it's taking a high end of 3, and just like you said, it saves tickets down the road.
Yeah. Which I bought it and I took it to level 6 because it's a triple feature this cup.
Yeah.
Or this
oh
tour.
my gosh, 6?
At 6 it's a triple feature. Yeah. One this ranked and then 2 next week.
I think I have just enough glider tickets left. I could take it to 6 if I wanted to, but I think if I get yellow pickerel toad, I'm back in savings mode.
Right.
It's back to because I did buy the yellow off-roader once, but then I put tickets on it to take it to 4.
Okay.
Oh,
that's cool.
I really hope that one ends up being a good one to put tickets in. So like I was excited last tour because I ended up getting the Batmobile. What is it? The Vampire Flyer.
Yeah. And I did too, because I showed you my singles that I did.
Yeah. And now it's like, shoot, like there's a lot of these really good carts that have like really good hitboxes that just have the potential. It's like, it's like I've got 4 tickets like ready to pull on either one of them, but I don't know if I'm going to put on both of them. And so I kind of gotta wait. Yeah. But if you don't have it to start with, then you can't put the tickets on it later. So
right. Probably I love that cart because of how it drives. For whatever reason, like I feel like some carts just handle just a touch different than other ones.
The off-roader or the Vampire Flyer?
The Vampire Flyer.
Okay.
And that one reminds me a lot of the Bruiser and the Glam Bruiser.
Yeah.
Kind of how they feel, because I like the Bruiser a lot, and just kind of that elongated cart a little bit more. It's a little bit wide. It's a little bit longer. It does remind me of the old school Batmobile when I was a kid.
Right.
And I'm jumping around a little bit. It's so funny that so I mentioned fantasy football. I mentioned Mario Kart Tour. I also think it's funny, like another game I was really into when I was a kid was Pokemon.
Yeah.
I was really into that growing up. And this reminds me of that too. Yeah. And actually Kevin Garrett, I remember him saying during one of his videos that he was like a competitive Pokemon player.
That's awesome.
And that makes so much sense, because think about like how much grind, if either of you ever played Pokemon, because I'm a big nerd. Like I'm into Marvel, I'm into Mario Kart Tour, I'm into fantasy. I'm literally a chubby nerd. That's kind of me. But
we all get along.
It's just funny how all of those things kind of like connect if you have that type of personality where you do those things.
Yeah. Now you have accomplished something big recently.
Yeah, tell us about your recent milestone in Mario Kart Tour.
Yeah, and again, I'll thank you guys, because I actually hit 1,000 ACR top 1,000 for the first time this past tour, and it wasn't until I found your channel that I was even like, can I attempt this? Because I remember Frenzy Fanboy saying he went through all of his characters and he looked at like the total skill level of each of his drivers, carts and gliders. Mm-hmm. He said, this is about the average of what I have, or you at least looked at high ends or something like that. And you said yours was whatever, like 4 point whatever it was. Of my entire inventory.
Not just the tour, but my entire inventory. Yeah,
exactly. Entire inventory. So I did the same thing and kind of shared, and you were like, have you ever went for top 1,000 or done anything like that? And I'm like,
I remember that because we were real close. After I had already done it, I was like, dude, like, it kind of sounds like you might, like, if you can get the right tour that has the right courses, has your stuff kind of, the stuff you've invested in. Mm-hmm. And so once you made that comment, I was kind of like, I wonder, just like kind of in my head, the wheels started spinning. It always seems so intimidating because those numbers get crazy. Like when you're talking like 1 million on a tour or something like that, it goes crazy. And to some extent, I do agree with Tabor. Like the fact that you're hitting top 1,000, top 100, whatever, and all you get is a badge.
Right.
That part of it does kind of rub me the wrong way. I'm like, Mario, can you just send me like a couple of rubies or something?
Right.
Just saying,
come on, Mario.
Good job. Thank you for putting your money and your time into my game. But so after that, I was like, okay, let's try it. And I even remember right after that, I started messaging you both, and I was like, oh, I am getting so close. And I even remember I hit like the floor of one of the top 1,000s, and then literally, I was just like 1,000 off or something like that, and I didn't make it, and that was deflating. So I kind of brought it back down for a tour or so, and I tried it again, and I just couldn't get there. And then this past tour, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something a little bit different, because I remember each time I did it before, I was just like there for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
So it was like really intimidating to try to get these huge scores over just a couple of days. So instead I started like right from the first day. I was like, I'm going to grind a little bit on each cup each day just to see where I can get. And that was literally the way I thought it worked out. Like I was pretty much done grinding, and I hit the ceiling of the top 1,000 probably with like 3 days left.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
That's exciting.
I was like a 1,085,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's right around where I ended up, and it really worked out well. I was happy. It was kind of slow paced. It wasn't too intimidating. I didn't have to worry like in the last couple hours putting up these huge extra scores to really pad everything. So just starting from the beginning of the tour, working through it has really worked out nicely.
Nice.
That's awesome. And so is it right if I toot your horn a little bit? I didn't do this with you beforehand, but
no, that's all right. Go right ahead.
So on my phone here, we've got, I don't know if it's gonna be able to come through, but you ended up getting, it's not gonna come through. You're up there at the top, but you were 885th.
Oh, great.
Place
Awesome.
overall with 1,185,483 points. So good on you, man. Like, getting into the first time breaking in and getting like passing the 900, being like 885.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mentioned how I'm taking a little bit of a break from ranked because I feel like I really pushed in hard with tickets and everything else like that. I filled out your ACR sheet. I have that going so far, and I'm starting to feel out a little bit on my loadouts for this tour, and I'm getting through it. So I feel like I'm probably going to be consistent in this top 1,000 too.
Cool.
That's exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, it really is. It reminds me a little bit of just like going from like adolescence to adult to maturity with your account. It's like you're at adolescence, you're kind of starting to be able to get close to the top 1,000. You're putting up some decent scores. Hitting 600,000 isn't a big problem. Mm-hmm. But I feel like a lot of my account has hit the maturity point because all of my coin boxers, except for Party Time Pauline, is level 6.
Oh,
and I have most of them double capped, except I think for one. So I'm really happy with kind of the loadout right now, and yeah, you both are really to thank for that, because you were just like, I think you should take a shot at that. And sometimes I can look. It's like my wife says, stuff can be right in front of me. Just someone else needs to point it out sometimes.
Right.
Well, we're super proud of you and happy that that you ended up getting it.
It's a big deal.
When when we saw that morning and we're texting you that day, we're like, yes. It just feels so good, like having that goal. And I mean, especially like the first time that you tried, like things just didn't quite like line up that first time, but you got so one try under your belt. And I'm sure like just the experience of it, and like maybe your time management needed to be
that's exactly it. Yeah.
And ticket allocation maybe need to be a little tweaked. But then for that second time, I was like, bam, like this is it. We got this. And now
it's really the mixture of loadouts, because like I hear so many people say like it's a high-end game, but there's plenty of occasions where a super glider or something like that really comes in handy, especially when you talk about the multiplier that comes at the end when you have ×6 for some of those multipliers. Like, oh, can I keep combo a little bit easier on this course, especially now that these are all T tracks we're doing during this tour? Well, maybe take that super glider that's at 7 instead, so you can get the extra multiplier on there.
Yeah, I think I'm using the eggshell glider. I just put it up to 7 and triple uncapped because I think it's like used 6 times.
Yeah.
Like of its like 9 courses it has, it's
6 of them are in ACR this week.
Like 4 or 5 or 6. It's some like crazy number.
Yeah.
It's like, shoot, like that's pretty much just like a new high end. It's in between like a new and like single uncapped high end glider. So.
And I want to compliment you, by the way, because your spreadsheet is very nicely formatted. It's very colorful. I like the font. It's very clear, very easy to read. I'm very picky about my spreadsheets. Like I like things being done a certain way. I like the formulas being clean. I like how you kind of hide those out and you kind of put them off to the side. That's a nice touch.
Well, good. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad that it's it can be like daunting and overwhelming, like the math behind it. And so I'm glad that I was able to produce something that people that maybe aren't as like mathematically or like Excel inclined, whatever, it's easy enough just to kind of like, oh, well, I can see that this is, level 6 and it's single uncapped. And so you just kind of like hunt and peck and you put the numbers in, and then it does all the heavy lifting for you, and then it tells you the information that you want to know. So
that's cool. We
get a kick out of it when people, either in the comments or like on Reddit or something say, hey,
yeah, for sure,
totally helped me out. So thanks.
Yeah.
Always put a smile on my face.
All right, so here's my question for you with ACR, because I'm the only one on this interview who has yet to do top 1,000, but it's because I'm a lazy sack. Like the amount, it's intimidating to me on a time investment standpoint. So my question for you is, how much time, the first time you got top 1,000, how much do you think you were playing like daily?
I would say about at least an hour each evening.
Okay.
And my wife usually crashes on the couch.
Yeah.
At like 9, 10, somewhere around there. And I'm usually a night owl, so I'm up till about midnight, 12:30. Yeah. So I just spend a little extra time playing Mario Karter before I go to bed. And that's actually how I just because my world that I have is just very crazy in terms of just life, and of course craziness in the world overall right now. This is something that's just very easy to just zen out on.
Yeah.
I actually hate that they haven't fixed the update where I can just listen to full music in the background while unless I have a different device, because I always do that. Like I listen to something else, chill out, listen to I'm like Fall Out Boy. That's kind of my generation of music.
Me too.
Is the punk rock type of deal.
Yep.
Like going to the Warped Tour and all that stuff. That was Newfound Glory and all that. that was very my youth and childhood. So that's what I listen to like in the background as I'm racing. So I hope they fix that glitch. But I think you can do it if. I really think the number one thing you have to do is just make the investment in coin boxers.
Yeah.
It is a coin box game. It 1,000,000% is. I just looked at, when I look at my spreadsheet, I'm like, okay, just coin boxers everywhere except for 6 courses.
Yeah. Because the hour to 2 hours a night for 2 weeks doesn't intimidate me too much. But in my mind, I have it so worked up. It's going to take me so much longer than that. But
yeah. Just literally, someone said at one point, 2 things. Number one, I think it was Tabor that made this comment, and it stuck with me for some reason. He said, it isn't just about getting first place. It's about staying on the course the longest period of time and getting first place, because the longer you stay on the track, the more actions you're likely to get.
Yep.
So that one just blew my mind.
Yeah.
And the other one was just kind of the time management part of it. It's really daunting if you look at it like the last day or two, and you're going to have to really hit a certain number. But if you keep working through things, and I'm a procrastinator, that's just kind of what I do. I usually wait to the last minute to do stuff, but maybe this game will teach me a lesson for real life.
Great. Now, you said that you race in drift mode, or where you actually touch the drift button.
Yeah.
Have you tried manual drifting, and is that way just easier for you, or what made you choose that one, that style?
I have tried it, and I just can't. I can do it. So in all honesty, I can do it just a little bit, but I actually love the control that I get a little bit more.
Okay.
From doing just the auto steering and then control when I drift, because especially when you have a coin box or a coin box frenzy, I hear everyone else saying they have to press the steer button. For me, I don't have to press the steer button. I'm literally already going straight, and I don't need to put myself in position. It's just a slight move for me to line up for especially the red coins that are coming out. So it really is a different way to drive. I know I really haven't seen too many other people do it, but it's just what's comfortable for me. And it's so weird. I feel like there's a number of people who drive so much differently. I drive the way I do. You mentioned you were in gyro mode for a long time.
until like a month ago.
I'm sure Frenzy Fanboy just does the normal manual drift.
Yeah.
I actually on my free-to-play account, I actually started driving on an iPad.
Oh.
How is that?
And I found the easiest way to do it is on landscape mode.
Okay.
So it actually gets me some of my highest scores and my
Does it
highest
really?
actions because I put my normal account on there because of the way you like see the coins and everything. It was just a little bit different. And
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know. There's just so many ways and versions to play this game. And I even remember you both saying one time that you switched phones one time just to see if you could get a different frenzy luck from trying out a different phone. It's just
yeah.
weird. Like,
Yeah.
you just never know where kind of the luck's going to lie.
Right.
Or touching a little shell on the top of your head. Maybe that's where the luck is.
Right. Who knows? Sometimes it's the chapstick.
Sometimes it's the chapstick. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. So I guess what is your like, not necessarily end game with the game, but like how long do you see yourself playing the game? Do you think it'll be a part of your life for a long time, or?
I hope so. And that's actually why I started the free-to-play account. Because I wanted to have something kind of going off to the side that I wasn't investing money into.
Totally.
That I mentioned I have a 2.5-year-old daughter. If this game sticks around for like another 2.5 years, 3 years, then that could be her account. If I kind of just sit on rubies and kind of cultivate, that could be a pretty nice account if you look at it that way. And you're just, especially at tours like these where it's just like, hey, give me all the rubies, give me all the extra stuff. It could be something I enjoy with her at one point in time later on down the road. So I love this game. I have no problem putting a little bit of money into it because I understand that me putting a little bit of money into it is what's going to keep it going longer.
Absolutely.
And just like this community, I don't know if Mario listens to everyone, but I do think they probably look up like hashtags and things like that, and the fact that people are going to these places and doing views and stuff like that. I can't imagine this was happening with Dr. Mario,
Right.
or anything like that. But you literally have a guy like Carlos. I can't even imagine how much money that guy puts into the game when you look at it.
How much does an average whale put into the game?
Um,
Any idea?
a lot 99.
A lot 99.
I mean, so you figure average tour, you're getting you're getting six of the $40 packs, so that's 240. And then you have another 6 of the regular packs that it's another 120, so that's 360 a tour.
Yeah.
Times 2 a month, so that's 720.
That's a nice car payment. Like, what can we get for that? We could get like a Jeep.
Yeah. So I'm curious, is there a particular like player that you are kind of anticipating or like looking forward to, or do you already have like your favorite driver is such and such?
Oh, that's a great question, especially now that I'm doing the free-to-play account. It's kind of taking me back.
Yeah.
Because you forget some of those guys that you don't really, the normals that kind of come in clutch that are a solid second shelf or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll give the love to Donkey Kong. I get it. Okay. I every tour I feel so bad for Kevin Garrett. I'm like, right. I really just shake my head and I'm like, dude, I really want you to finally, when you're sitting on 2,000 rubies and you're like, I am willing to spend these when Donkey Kong comes out. I just want to see that pipe pull video because the smile on his face.
Right.
And I will say one thing I wish would come back is the Rambi runner, because I did not pull that thing when it came out, and it is coming in so clutch for so many people right now.
Yeah.
But I do hope for a DK alt sometime in the near future.
So what do you think the odds of like a DK Santa are going to be?
That would be cool.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. As long as they don't give them banana barrels. Banana barrels really sucks.
Like Funky Kong.
I hate trying to navigate. Or I know some people love banana barrels,
I hate
especially if you're shooting out giant bananas from there. Just give the guy triple bananas, give him giant banana, anything but banana barrels.
Or fix banana barrels so that you can shoot them behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a great one too. Yeah, it's such a tough skill. I would say also I don't need any more boomerang drivers. Boomboxing takes so long.
Yeah, that's so discouraging.
It is. I literally on Calamari Desert RT that's in rank this week. I had 3 coin boxers in my lineup. I reset for like 2 hours and I couldn't get the boombox. Like,
Isn't that frustrating?
I kept seeing the coins in front of me. I was like so mad.
And you never get the boomerang.
And I mean, I was even at the point in frustration where I was like burning the extra item roll tickets. I was like, all right, something's got to happen, even if I have to roll an extra time. And I burnt so many tickets just doing that. Like, I gotta get something. And oh, it's so frustrating, but it's so amazing too when you get it, like to see that action count just just completely hit. Boomerang is so like incredibly amazing, but also so frustrating.
Did you end up getting Ninja Shy Guy?
I do have Ninja Shy Guy. He
What
is
level is
at
he?
6. Yeah, he's 6.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I always like get lured in by, oh, it's a boomerang like high-end driver, and so I get it, and then
Never want to touch
never
it.
use it because I get so frustrated. And
Right.
I'm like, I don't have the patience for this. So
Yeah, there's one course this time around. I'm actually. I'll wait for my phone to load. I had the decision between Kangaroo Yoshi and Peachette, and
Yeah.
and both were at level 6. I'm like, I'm gonna go Peachette because I don't want I don't want to have to keep trying to maneuver around for the boombox, and I don't want to try to just hit that, keep sitting in the back for that boomerang frenzy, because I think it's the very last cup of the tour. It's it's the Morton Cup on Donut Plains 1RT. I had the decision, and actually if I would have taken like Chef Mario, or if I would have had Luigi Classic at level 6, those two are lucky 7 drivers, and definitely would be much easier to get those frenzies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just hate boomboxing so much.
Right. I don't remember.
It's such a difference maker, but it's so hard to get.
Yeah. I don't remember which player it was, but there was a new driver coming out and we were speculating what the special skill was going to be. And I remember you saying, like, I just don't want it to be boombox or like a boomerang because I want to pull for it, but I don't want to be stressed when I have it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was Hollow Waluigi.
Hollow Waluigi, that's what,
I
yeah.
really wanted him, but I didn't want him to have.
You're like, it's a great
Boomerang.
skill. It's not even that I hate the skill, but it just stresses me out.
Then they give him Bob on Cannon.
Right.
Which means he's gonna have great coverage, right?
Oh, totally.
Well, that's the other reason you get nervous about buying these packs, especially when, so like Peach Explorer, she spent so much time like getting buffed, and now you worry that she's going to be in a pack. Are they going to start putting other coin boxers or lucky 7 drivers on her courses?
Right.
And that value is just going to go away.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing when that happens too.
It is. I'm looking forward to. I mentioned him so many times, Kevin Garrett, when his new feature comes out, and he's going to talk about like how characters come in and how they gain value. And I've learned so much from this community. It's so cool that everyone kind of interacts with each other the way they do. And I mean, just having me on here right now, the fact that we get to interact with each other and kind of learn from each other, it's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So with ACR, if you had any advice for someone who's going for it, what would it be? Like, what would be the one thing that you would be like, this is the one that you have to focus on?
I mentioned before, coin boxers first. I think all of them should be at level 6.
Yeah.
That's really unless you're Carlos and kind of have that perfect, I'm gonna get every single coin that gets dropped. I really think that's a good way to start with things. Other than that, I would just say it's all about the time management. It's are you willing to put a little bit of extra time into it? Because not everyone has the loadouts or skill to sit down and say, oh, I can just grind through in a couple hours and automatically hit top 1,000.
Right.
That's not everybody. That's not everyone's account. That's not everyone's ability. I mean, people who do that either have crazy loadouts or they're just extremely good at the game, and I'm neither one of those. So I have to regiment myself.
But you got some clout now that you have the badge.
That's one of those things. Like,
wear it proudly.
I was thinking about putting out the badge and just like, yep, I'm a top 1,000 player. But I really like the fire flower. Like it's, I mean, it's, I don't know, kind of makes sense to me. But also there's something also that's kind of like, I have a secret. If someone has to go into your profile and go look for it,
right.
And then all of a sudden they see it and they're like, oh,
see it, Lily?
No.
Oh, he didn't put it out there, but
Right.
and I've heard like crazy people don't even collect some of those badges, and
Yeah.
that is what it is. But I mean, collect your gold, move on. Just,
Right.
It's the only thing that you get, really.
Seriously.
At least
Come on,
collect
Mario.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
man.
always makes me laugh. Like Carlos, sometimes he opens his game and he's like, "Oh, I forgot to get my badge."
Right. Whale problems.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this has been awesome. We so appreciate you coming and hanging out with us for a little bit. And you mentioned that you're on Twitter, but where can people find you if they want to befriend you or?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to talk more Mario Karter on Twitter. You can find me at It's Tim Torch.
Okay.
So ITS Tim Torch, and you'll find me there. And you'll always find me in the comment section of Frenzy Fans videos, because I do really appreciate you guys. You talk about being grateful and bring joy. I appreciate, and you both bring me joy when you talk about it, when you have pipe pulls. You both support each other when you're going through, if you're having a tough pipe pull session. I am grateful for both of you and what you both bring to this community. Very thankful for you both.
That's awesome. Well, we are going to end with a gratitude. So outside of being grateful for us, what is one thing that you are grateful or makes you happy?
Yeah, something made you happy today. Or...
Yeah. Something that I'll just be real simple. My health. I have been lucky that I haven't had to deal with the craziness that's in the world as far as me personally. And there are plenty of other people that have different situations that have dealt with the virus, that have dealt with other personal losses throughout the last year and a half. And I'm thankful that I haven't had to deal with that. And I do send a lot of prayers and love for those who do go through those things, because I know it's not easy. I have seen plenty of people go through it. I've seen people experience loss. So I am thankful and I am grateful for my health and my family's health.
Yeah, count your many blessings.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love that. Well, we are super grateful collectively that you were here and took the time to hang out with us today. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I love this, and I appreciate both of you guys so much.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. And until the next video, may the frenzies be forever in your favor.
See you guys later. Well, sweet.